if your nervous system is fried, it might actually be preventing you from being in your union with your twin flame and sustaining union with your twin flame. So we're going to go over a few signs that this might be what's happening within you, and we're going to talk about how to remedy what's underneath all of those things, right? So the first sign is you're extremely worried or anxious about whether your twin flame does love you or whether your twin flame is going to leave you, right? And stay with you. Second sign is you keep attracting the same really chaotic, intense, or toxic situations, whether that's with your twin flame or with something else in your life. You notice there's a recurrent pattern of the same type of situation coming up for you. The third sign is you don't really feel comfortable believing your twin flame loves you and being close and intimate with your twin flame. When you're completely honest with yourself, that gives you some anxiety. The fourth sign is you are overthinking your twin flame journey. You find yourself strategizing it. You find yourself wondering what your twin flame is doing or feeling. And you find yourself asking on some of yourself, what should I be doing right now, right? That's like a constant thing or near constant thing happening with you. That's the fourth sign that your nervous system might be kind of fried here. The fifth sign that we're going to get to is when you're honest with yourself, you actually feel pretty overwhelmed or out of control on your twin flame journey. You don't trust it. You don't feel loved in it. You feel like you have no control, right? So underneath these 5 signs, what is happening is if you don't feel safe, right, and loved, you are going to feel very anxious and tense all of the time. And it might be happening so often and so constant in your life that you don't even realize how tense you are. And in fact, that was what happened with me, is that level of tension and anxiety was just kind of my norm for most of my conscious life. And it took me going through an inner transformation and a lot of inner realizations about myself to even recognize that pattern was there, right? And if you're so used to that tension, that stress, you can subconsciously seek out, create, and manifest situations that recreate that stress and anxiety for you, which is why we had sign number, I think it was 2 or 3, where you notice the same chaotic or intense situations are recurrent on your journey. Since you wake into the twin flame journey or with your twin flame, the same intense situation kind of pops up, right? And that can be because you, on a deep system level, are addicted to that stress, are used to it, and seek it out on some level because you haven't fundamentally healed that, so that you are making moves towards peace instead of towards anxiety and tension and stress, right? Because when our nervous system is fried, what happens is it's hard for us to just relax into the flow of peace and into the flow of receiving love and believing love is real. All of which, right, are key to maintaining your union and your harmonious union with your twin flame. If you aren't relaxed, it's going to be kind of painful to be with your twin flame because you're going to be nervous and worried all the time. And eventually that nervousness and worriedishness manifests, right? And you manifest something essentially to be worried about or to validate that deeper level of consciousness you're already holding on to. So in order to really be in your union, you do have to have that inner sense of safety and knowing that you are loved right now. So healing your nervous system and addressing these issues is really key. Now, I am going to talk about how to do that. So on my own journey, what I found had fried my nervous system was 1, childhood trauma, right? And childhood issues and anxieties and just emotional instability there. 2, previous relationship issues before like landing with my twin flame were stressful, and that's essentially what I was expecting to happen with my twin flame too, was these previous situations of seemingly sudden heartbreak or rejection, or I can't really think of it anymore, maybe because I healed it, but I was expecting that to happen again on some deeper level, right? Which was stopping me from coming closer to my actual twin flame. And 3, one of the things that actually clicked into place this whole nervous system thing for me was recognizing my own neurodivergency and realizing how much stress it put on my body to be masking it, right? And to not be meeting my own needs, which I notice is really like a common block that a lot of people have, especially divine feminines have, is not working to meet their own needs, right? Not making themselves a priority. And when you do that, that creates a certain steady state level of stress in your body and reflected in your consciousness too, right? And that steady state level of stress prevents you from relaxing into your twin flame journey and fully trusting that love is indeed coming your way. So now we're going to look at how we begin to heal this. I do want to talk about this from a holistic perspective. Like, it's a process to love and meet yourself in these places. But the number one thing that did help me, 1, uncover this, and 2, begin to heal it is the mirror exercise, which I talk about almost every video. And when you do really master the mirror exercise, you can access the deeper levels of your consciousness that I'm talking about with your nervous system and begin to love yourself completely there. For that, I do recommend working with a coach. You can find out how to work with me below, but that is going to be pretty much essential for healing this quickly and efficiently for your twin flame journey specifically. 2, the thing I began incorporating in my routine, and to unlock this from a body perspective, because you do store that stress in your body, I want to claim I'm a twin flame expert, not a biological or neurological expert, right? But from my research and healing this on my own, I did begin using somatic movement and somatic exercises to let emotions move through my body, let feelings move through my body, and then incorporate the mirror exercise with that. So if you are curious, I would suggest looking into that and exploring that. 3, I have begun making sure, and this is going to sound so basic, but it's so important, and I meet so many people who don't actually do this for themselves. You have to take care of yourself. Make sure you're moving and exercise. Trauma is stored in the body, and you literally move it when you're moving your body, right? Stress is stored in the body. You move it when you move your body. Anyways, where I was going with that is you need to make sure you're exercising, you're eating regularly, right? You produce a level of stress when you're not fed, right? When you're not nourished, and you are more vulnerable to overthinking and spiraling and giving yourself something to stress out about when you're not taking care of yourself on that level. And the same is true for sleeping, right? That's a 3rd thing. You got to make sure you're sleeping too. Those 3 things, really basic things, right? If you're not consistent with them, you will have a hard time healing your nervous system, right? And feeling safe and stable enough on your twin flame journey to receive all the love coming towards you, right? Because if you feel anxious and stressed all the time because you're not taking care of yourself on that foundational level, then you're not going to be open to receiving or giving the love that your twin flame journey is asking of you. And it is asking for a high level of love, divine love, complete love of you. And the 4th thing I want to recommend is, if you do suspect that your nervous system is out of whack related to trauma, right? See a professional. And below, I'm linking the service that I use to help me heal my trauma. It's called MAP, and I do recommend my clients to it. And moving through that did help me heal through my relationship and my childhood trauma specifically, which opened me up to be able to recognize this deeper level of nervous system regulation that my journey was calling me towards. So in conclusion, you have to take care of yourself on a fundamental level, right, to receive and sustain your twin flame union. If you are not doing that, you are going to experience high highs, low lows on your twin flame journey, and it's not going to feel fun. After some point, you're probably going to get tired of it, and it's not going to feel good. The twin flame journey isn't about sprinkling like fairy dust and suddenly, oh, you have a twin flame, right? Or great, now we're going to ascend into the 5D. It's like part of your karma as an incarnated person on earth to take care of yourself in a physical way, to take care of your body, right? And it's part of what you are learning and mastering as a twin flame union to come together on this physical level and receive each other's love on this physical level. And that means making sure you are taken care of, right? And regulated in your heart, in your nervous system, right? You are important. Like, you don't take care of that, the whole thing's shot, basically. So that is my message for you. If you have any questions, comments, or insights, please do comment below. Like the video, and I will see you next time.